Arvind Thakur, the VC and MD at NIIT Technologies, on the show with us. Arvind, hi, afternoon. Good quarter on growth, margins as well as order intake. Most boxes ticked in a seasonally soft quarter. What would you say? Can you manage to maintain this kind of performance?
Absolutely. In fact, if you really look at our order intake, it has been $165 million. And if you look at the previous 6 quarters, every quarter it has just improved quarter on quarter. Last quarter it was $160 million. Prior to that was 151. So I think we have a good momentum going in the business, as well as the demand environment looks bright.
The segment-wise BFS growth has though been a little softer than others for you, while travel, insurance and others have contributed well. Will BFS pick up in the fourth quarter, and what is then the outlook on the other segments as well in the near term?
BFS had been growing well in the previous quarters. Yes, it's grown in this quarter by 1.7% quarter on quarter, but not as much as the other industry segments, which, for example, insurance has grown 9.8% quarter on quarter, and travel and transport has grown 5.4%. So we are seeing good traction in each one of our, key industry segments, based on the demand environment and what we are seeing in the marketplace, we expect each one of these segments to continue to grow.
Okay. Good afternoon and thanks so much for joining in. Just wanted to get a view on your margins. While they are improving, there's still headwinds from the rising cost of doing business, retreating currency tailwinds as well. Do you have levers in place to expand your margins more? Do you see a little scope?
Yes, indeed. In fact, margins are improving on 2 accounts. One, of course, is we are seeing good momentum in revenues, and so we are driving much more of revenue out of the SG&A that we have invested in. So if you really look at our SG&A as a percentage of revenues, that has improved significantly in this quarter, and even better than what we had improved in the last quarter. And also we're seeing improvement in our gross margins, and that's getting driven by the digital revenues, which are also increasing. We have better margins in these new emerging technologies that we are engaged in, so we'll continue to see that supporting our margin profile.
All right, and what about your order wins in the large deals, because they've been coming in? What is the pipeline size now?
So as you would have seen, this quarter we had an intake of $165 million of fresh business, which includes 2 large deals. One is a completely new engagement which we are doing for a specialty insurance organization, and another is a fresh ODC that we are setting up with one of our large BFS clients. So, and if you look at all the previous quarters, we've been securing at least 2 large deals every quarter. So the deal pipeline is good, and at regular intervals we seem to be converting 2 deals every quarter.
Right. Important story today, of course, has been Sun Pharma. So just request you to stay on, and they've issued a clarification. We need to address that. Have not received whistleblower complaint so far. The stock, of course, is down 10%, and I don't really think it's a market moving event unless they particularly point out towards something. So I'm just opening the release. It's just getting opened, but really not seen much that we can probably say not received the 172-page whistleblower complaint. So again, just pointing out that they have not received this complaint.
But I wonder, Pankaj, if this would allay any investor concerns or not. I know it's a clarification coming in, and of course it's the duty of them to respond. 172 pages is no mean feat. But I wonder if this is really going to allay investor concerns, because remember, as we spoke of, these concerns have been surfacing for a long time now. Even in the previous conference call by the management on the 3rd of December, they had given us a very similar sort of a soundbite, if you will, that they have not received anything, they're not aware of it. But investors are not really taking heed to that, and I think, Pankaj, that's being reflected in the way the stock is moving today. Any more details from that press release, or is it just basically saying that they have not got, they're not privy to any contents of the alleged document, correct?
So, there are two parts to this particular, clarification that they've given. Now they say that whether each event article published in the, so if you advise to said, okay, they have not received the 172-page whistleblower complaint. That's the first response. The second response is it's just no. So it's not much that one can say regarding this particular article. Further, the said media article also refers to the recall of bromine injection. We wish to clarify that one of the company's subsidiary. Okay, that's a completely different topic. So
yeah, but for this they're saying we are not privy to the contents of the complaint, and we cannot comment on any of the points that have been raised in the article. Right. Yeah, that's a standpoint from the management. Sun Pharma continuing to languish in trade, 10% down. Mr. Thakur, apologies for having kept you waiting. We just had to address that news. But right back to NIIT Tech, and tell us what your client budgets are looking like amid the macroeconomic challenges in the US, the uncertainty in Brexit. Are you feeling a little bit of pain on that front?
Well, I think the US environment is quite buoyant. The economy is doing well. Each one of the segments that we are focused on, we are seeing good traction in terms of our engagements with our clients, and particularly in the insurance space, all our top clients have grown extremely well during the quarter. Likewise, we have seen growth. So the US, in fact, has grown 5.9% Q-on-Q. EMEA, which Europe and Middle East Africa, that's grown 4.7% quarter-on-quarter. So we are seeing good traction in both the major markets that we are engaged in. So in short, I think the demand environment is good.
Arvind, very quickly, what's the cash level on your books and what's the utilization plan? Your peers have set the trend for buybacks and dividends. Would you be following the same?
We have about 870 crores in cash and cash equivalents, and our focus really is on investing in the business. One of the key elements of our growth strategy is to look at assets which we can integrate, and so therefore we'll be utilizing a lot of that cash in inorganic initiatives.
Okay, Arvind, great to have you on the show, and we'll chat again soon. Glad that you took time out to speak with us. That's the view. Then coming in from NIIT Technologies, a solid quarter and half